Hey everybody, how are you? It's just me, Wanda. I wanted to come on and come make my 28-week uh, weigh-in update video, kind of let you guys know how it's going, and also talk to you guys about some uh, a side effect and some products that I bought and that I have been using this week. And so let's just kind of get into it. All right. For those of you who do watch my channel, thank you so much. And thank you for coming back. And for those of you that stumbled upon this channel, this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Wanda. I live in Southern California and I have been on a journey to get healthier since October 6th, 2025. I began taking actual Zepbound and I weighed 182 pounds. I am 5 foot 1.5 inches tall, small, and so that was a lot of weight to be carrying around. I am 59 years old now. I turned 59 in December, and so the way I carry my weight is different, and that was just too much weight for someone of my size, and it was showing in the fact that I had a really high blood pressure that was getting harder to control with medication, and they had to keep upping my dose, and cholesterol was high, and just other health issues going on. And so after talking to a couple of the specialists that I see, they were totally on board with me doing a GLP1. And then I talked to my primary doctor, and at the time I didn't really know anything about there being different kinds of GLP-1s, but anyways, he was like, oh, I'm going to put you on Zepbound because it has fewer side effects. And so that's how that began for me. And it's true, I did really good with it. And with finding out that my insurance was not going to be covering anymore, I compounded. I bought from Lavender Sky Health. I went through BPI Labs, the pharmacy hub. Mine is mixed with B6. And so that's where I've been. I have kind of been doing around 3.5 to 4 milligrams of that. And in fact, last week I did 3.3 milligrams just because I had the last little bit that I'd had in one of my other vials. So when I pulled that up in the syringe, it was 1.3 milligrams. And so then I just decided to do two. I did two separate syringes, and I did 2 milligrams out of my newest vial that I've been using out of. And so I just did a total of 3.3 milligrams. And so that takes me to my weigh-in last week. Hopefully you guys all caught it. It was a short. I just made it a few moments long. I think that has to be under 3 minutes. It was just to give a quick update. And that's what I did. And I let you guys know at the time that I had weighed in that morning at 143.2 pounds. I had lost like 1.6 pounds in that week because I had been up the week before. It was my 6-month weigh-in. It was my 26th week. That fell on the same exact day. And because of that, it was the day after Easter, and I knew that I had a retention on me. So anyways, I had went up that week. Last week, I had lost 1.6 pounds, so that was great. That took my my total weight loss to 38.8 pounds. I was super happy with that. The 140s seemed to be a really good number that I am really happy with. Our older that can fluctuate some, and in the 140s can be considered a healthy weight. So, and I did find out too that if you try and carry too low of a weight, that it can actually work against you sometimes and really not be that healthy. So I don't want to do that with that being said, let's get to my weigh-in. So this is kind of how today went. Today I had jury duty, so I was up super early and to get ready and to report. So I did my weigh-in extra early, and again, I I knew I was going to have some water retention. I had a lot of broccoli last night. I actually kind of had a weird little plate of food. I'll put that plate right up here. I did have pizza rolls, so that's 300 calories. I had 9 pizza rolls. And then I made broccoli, and I had a little bit of ricotta cheese only because I found out my cottage cheese wasn't any good, so I had tossed that. I had a couple little slices of mozzarella cheese, but I had this serving of broccoli, and it was so good. I went back and I got another serving of it, and then my stomach began to hurt, and I ended up getting sick last night. I did try to do my little gum trick where I chew gum and it kind of makes anything settle that's going on in my tummy. And that didn't really work. So this is the second time I have ever gotten sick the whole time I've been on this journey. Again, normally I like to do a little stir fry with a lot of vegetables the night before a weigh-in. I didn't have cabbage and stuff though, so it was good, but I went back for that. And I don't know, maybe because broccoli can be gassy or whatever, but it sort of just blew my stomach up and made it hurt. And then anyways, I didn't get sick of all of it, but I definitely got some of it came up. And so this morning though, when I woke up very, very early for me, I did a weigh-in. And I'm not going to post it because it's not the one I'm going to tell you. Like, I'm going to count as official. So, but when I woke up and I weighed in, I was at 143.8, which would have been a 0.6 pound weight gain for this week. Again, I just felt like, because last night after I got sick, I really wasn't into like drinking a whole ton of water or anything. I don't know. I just was kind of like not feeling good. And so I just wanted to settle my stomach and, call it a night. But anyways, I ended up going to do the jury duty today. It's so weird. Like tomorrow I don't have to go. So tomorrow I'm going to go to work. And then Wednesday I have to go back to jury duty, which is so weird. The judge wanted us to come back Wednesday. So that's what I'm doing. And, but anyway, so I thought, and, after I'm fully dressed and everything, I just thought, you know what, let me hop on the scale and see what I weigh and see if it did fluctuate at all today. And so when I hopped on the scale, this is what it said. And it said 143.4. So that is 0.2 of a pound up from last week. But, I'm fully dressed. And I'm not worried about that again, because I saw that like how last week I had that 1.6 pound weight loss, and I just know that in my 140s I'm kind of fluctuating a little more as my body is adjusting, going to lower weights that it hasn't seen in many, many years. So I'm not too worried about that. But with that being said, that takes my total weight loss now to 38.6 pounds. Again, I'm very happy with that. So that's where we're at. Next Monday, we'll see where everything is at. Like I said, last week on my injection, I only did 3.3 milligrams. So I do feel like, I'm going to do either my 3.5 or 4 milligrams tonight. I will decide that later on. Probably 4. We'll see. And so, all right, let's talk about side effects. So one thing I really realized lately is that I have been really fatigued. And what has hit me was that when I first started on Zepbound, the real deal, I felt like I had so much more energy. And because that was something I had struggled with, was fatigue. So it was really noticeable that I began Zepbound and suddenly I had more energy. And so I've been noticing though for a while, again, I've gone through some health stuff. I had my kidney stone. Now they say my back is having all these issues, like the kidney stone passed and now it's my back, and having to go see a doctor about that. And, but like even this morning, I realized I just felt really fatigued. Like when I was at the courthouse, I was like, that's odd. And then I just was bored. So, you're there and you have all this time to look stuff up. So I was looking it up like, oh, like could compounded terzepatide be causing my fatigue? So it said that it can because everybody's body adapts differently to like how they technically made your compounded. It's not a common thing, but it also said what's funny is that usually it's a symptom that would show itself in the beginning. So sometimes I'm always like, should I just go back to Zepbound and do the real deal? Come on, Eli Lilly, lower those prices just a little bit more. I would really be thankful. I do have 5 milligram injectable pens here that my insurance ended up covering. And I had already bought compounded, so I decided to dose up slowly. And so I still have those to use. And, that's how I know I'm going to get to 5 milligrams eventually. And I am so curious sometimes to know what would it be like if I did the 5 milligrams, and would any fatigue that I have go away? So anyways, that's something I've experienced, something I'm noticing a little bit more of, and something that I'm curious to see if I was on the real deal Zepbound, would that go away? I have also thought about buying a different kind of compounded. What's funny is I was literally going to buy, I saw Lavender Sky Health and started carrying Optio RX, I believe it was called. I feel like that's what it's called, Pro RX, Optio RX, something like that. And it was just compounded terzepatide with nothing, like no B12, no B6, no glycine, nothing, no NAD plus, nothing added to it. And so I had been going to do that for my next time. And then, you guys, you know what happened? That company completely stopped making compounded terzepatide. Eli Lilly's and the FDA are starting to come after people. And so it stopped production, and that's the way that goes. So as of right now, I couldn't buy that. I do love Lavender Sky Health, so I would like to stay with them to get my next compounded. So we'll see what I decide to do. All right. So one other side effect I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is that my hair has been falling out since I really went into premenopause, went through menopause, and now certainly being on a GLP1, my hair has been affected. And, I wanted to tell you guys so I had shared with you guys before that I was, of course, doing this, and this was like my 5th time I bought this. But years back, I bought the one Vital Proteins that everybody buys, and when I used it, my hair had started being affected. And so I had stopped using it, and anyways, years go by, and I start the GLP1, and I decided to go ahead and buy this one, which I thought was working really well, but I started noticing, geez, I am having a lot of hair fall and hair breakage. So I stopped taking that for right now, and I bought Viviscal, and I feel like I've seen my hair getting healthier since I've been taking this. The only other thing I did was I switched from just the regular kinds of these, the Hair, Skin, and Nails Nature's Bounty, to the advanced one. And so that could also be playing into my hair feeling a little healthier. Also, I bought and started using the OGX, the Bond Protein Repair shampoo and conditioner. And so that could be helping also. But I just wanted to tell you guys, I feel like these products, this, and then this, and then this, have really helped me see less hair fall and hair breakage, and just having my hair feel a little bit more like how it is supposed to feel. So I really did just kind of want to share that with you in case anybody is looking to have some kind of hair products that might be beneficial. I also bought at the same time this set, and I bought this set. And this one's the argan oil of Morocco, supposed to be to really help you strengthen and repair your hair. And this one is the Pro Growth Peptide. So really supposed to help with breakage. But I haven't tried either one of those sets yet. I've just been using this one. So this one I can say I like it and it works. Other than that, I do want to go over one day. I'll probably make a little short video or something, but about some great deals I just picked up just recently at Target on clearance, some protein powders, and kind of go over that. But and some protein bars. But anyways, for right now, guys, that is my 28th week update. I weighed 143.4, and which means I gained 0.2 of a pound. I'm not really worried about it. I'm super happy right now with how things are going. And I am going to get ready to do my injection here in just a little bit. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye. God bless you. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.